Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Perfect Bag. My name's Clint, and today we have a very special episode. What we're talking about today is a worldwide exclusive, and I'm super excited about that, of course. We're going to take the first detailed walkthrough look at the new standard issue backpack from the Brown Buffalo. Well, here it is. Take a look. Take a look-see. Woo! It's beautiful. All right. So we're going to deep dive this bag, basically, everybody. I feel like my responsibility in this moment is just to get into this thing, do an exterior and interior walkthrough. We'll do the exterior in camera number 1, interior in camera number 2. I'll wear the bag for you at the end of the video. And this is not a full-blown one-take bag review in the sense that I'm not going to do the 2 things I like, 2 things I think should be better, could be better about the bag. I just want to do a walkthrough. That's what this video is. And I just want you, because a lot of you I think are going to be making a purchasing decision about this bag, I want you to have every angle, every nook and cranny. I want you to see everything. And if you have a question that I don't answer in this walkthrough, which I'm just going to say, I'm going to find that hard to believe because this is going to be pretty exhaustive. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. We'll get you the answer, period. So a lot of you know, I was out in California 2 weeks ago, and I was at Canvas Worker building a backpack, learning how the Conceal Pack, which is kind of the core backpack in the Brown Buffalo's lineup, learning how that bag is made. Learning a lot more than that. Another video is coming next week showing you the bag that I built and talking about what I learned about backpack design, about industrial processing and manufacturing, high quality equipment, high quality craft. I'd never really sewed anything in my life. Now I have. Anyway, let's do it. That's the next video. This is this video. If you're looking at this saying, that looks very familiar to me, it's because this is a pretty iconic form factor for a backpack. You've seen, dozens of bag companies riff on this timeless design. It's an American backpack. It's got a kind of bullet rounded off shape. It's got a zip that goes all the way around. It's got a front pocket. These are, not revolutionary. What this bag does, though, is it takes that kind of timeless, old American classic design and yanks it into the 21st century and builds that bag out of the best materials available with the best construction available. So I try to come up with an analogy. It would be like if the Philharmonic Orchestra in your city played nursery rhymes. Is that a good one? I don't know. I don't know if that is a good one. Maybe it's if Lamborghini made a hatchback. I don't know. Anyway, you're taking kind of a book bag design and really giving it the business. Okay, exterior walkthrough at launch. And this bag is launched, by the way. Okay, you can go to the Brown Buffalo's new website. Link in the video description, as always. You can you can head over there and you can check out this bag, the new roll top backpack as well, the concealed tote, the concealed backpack, all that stuff. It's all available. It's all on the site just in time for holiday shopping, But this bag is available for $225 or $250. No, you don't get to pick one of those that you want to pay. There's 4 different colorways of this bag at launch. There's the ballistic black, there's the grid black, There's the multicam black and the Ranger green. The Ranger green and ballistic black are both 1050D Cordura. This guy right here. And those bags are the 225. The multicam black and the grid are both the 250, just reflecting the more expensive fabric in those bags. All right. Exterior wise, well, there's a lot to talk about. We do pockets in camera 2, okay? So stick with me for camera number 2, the overhead camera, and you'll get to see inside the pockets. But you do have a front pocket out here that's got its own volume. You can see that. It's got a little pooch, but it's working out. So you got a little label right here that says the Brown Buffalo. It's all blacked out. This whole bag is blacked out. You do have YKK zippers. You do have Aqua Guard on this zip and this zip and this zip. All the Aqua Guard, all the weatherproofing. The material itself is also going to give, I think it's PU coated, backed, PU backed. Very different. So you're going to get some weatherproofing. You're going to get weatherproofing from the zips as well. You've got paracord poles with heat shrink on them. It all looks very good. And as I would expect from a bag from the Brown Buffalo, because we've done a couple of reviews lately. We did the Conceal Pack, we did the Conceal Tote. Immaculate construction, like over the top construction. And now that I've gone out and watched Doug sew, crazy over the top construction, highest standards. I've worked in the restaurant industry for years. Y'all might not know that about me. Worked in the restaurant industry for years, and standards matter. Commitment to quality matters, and that's what's going on with the company. It's what's going on with the factory. It's what's going on with Doug. It's what's going on with the brand. Commitment to quality, top-notch excellence. It's what they stand for. And if there was some kind of discordance between that and the end package, the end result that I had in my hand right now, I would tell y'all, you know, they're saying quality and, but no, they're saying quality and, yeah, pretty much. All right. On this bag, you have another, you know, amazing feature for folks who just absolutely must have it, and that is bottle pockets. Number one complaint about the Conceal Pack, I think, is where are the bottle pockets? You don't get bottle pockets on that bag. You do get bottle pockets on this bag. You get one right here and one right here, so you can dual wield. That's right, Kirito. You can dual wield. Over here, you can see, well, hopefully you can see. Zoom in, come on. Get a little bit closer. See that zip? It reveals mesh. And that reveals, you know, the capacity increase on these bottle pockets, but it also ensures that when you don't have a bottle in there, this whole pocket is sucked up and not impacting the profile of the bag. Water bottle. Slim water bottle. I didn't even unzip the thing. Slips right in. But if we're talking water bottles, that's the test, right? That's the test. So, will my 32-ounce Nalgene fit in your bottle pocket? Yep. Sure will. And, you know, the test that I like to do, will my 32-ounce Nalgene stay in your bottle pocket? Yep. Passes with flying colors. All right, so both of the pockets have that little zippy doohick, so you can, well, you can put anything you want in there. You can put your protein shaker in there. You can put your tripod in there. There is no compression strap on this book bag, on this standard issue backpack. So you don't have a little clippy up top here that you can strap down a larger item like an umbrella, as an example. So just know that. All right. We can't wrap up the exterior walkthrough without talking about the harness and the back panel. Water bottles, your time is over. This is the Conceal Pack back panel right over here. And you can see what we've done here is we've pretty much taken the straps from this one and put them on this one. It's not exactly as simple as that because the backpacks and the back panels are different dimensions. But the message here, I think, is that on the standard issue backpack, you don't get a, lighter or less durable back panel or strap setup. Just as durable, just as beefy, just as cushioned. Feels nice, very comfortable. And that's important because this bag, surprisingly big, because when you look at them, it almost looks like this is the bigger bag, right? But looks can be deceiving. So we're going to talk dimensions when we get into camera number 2. And you may be surprised about how big this sucker actually is. And it might kind of flip your script in your head on where this bag fits in the Brown Buffalo's lineup. Because when I first heard that this was coming out, my initial thought was that this slotted as a more casual day pack underneath the Conceal Pack in terms of size, somewhere around like a 18 liter, 19 liter bag. But that ain't it at all. So dimensions in a second. You got beefy grab handle. I love the grab handle. I waxed poetic about the grab handle on the Conceal Pack review. It is, and I had a chance to actually make this handle for my backpack. And it is a very cool design up here with lots of bar tacking. I learned a term, lots of tacking to make sure that this thing ain't going anywhere. We should also say, check out the padding, lots of padding on the back panel, and a very important and popular feature, vertical luggage pass-through. So you don't have to set the bag on its side with everything falling inside the bag and getting disorganized, or water bottles slipping out while you're trying to travel. You can set this right on top of a roller bag, and this is a pretty dang good companion carry-on item, personal item. All right, anything I missed out here? You've got a Duraflex, thank you. I really don't like magnetic sternum straps. Duraflex sternum strap that is fully adjustable. Little D-ring attachment points here should you want to attach anything. Cordura brand tag. It's time. It's time, everybody. Hit me up. Meet me in camera number 2. Let's do the interior walkthrough and get into these pockets. I know you've been waiting. Let's do it. Here we are in camera 2. Check it out, everybody. It's the standard issue from the Brown Buffalo. Time to finally dive into the pocketing on this sucker. You can see here, we've got the Brown Buffalo branding right here, and then you've got this blacked out branding right here. On the front, this is the first pocket we're gonna get into. Let's check out ye old dimensions. 10 inches by 7 inches by 1.5 inches. Let me confirm that over here. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Which gives you pretty good dimension. And what do I have in here? Well, I've used this as kind of my quick access pocket. Now, if you're obviously, commuting on a subway, etc., you wouldn't want to use this particular pocket probably to store your wallet and phone and stuff. Yep, probably not. But I'm not. I'm commuting in my truck. And so this is a great pocket for quick access. There's my wallet. Toss some meds in here. And by the way, if you're thinking about any of the crap that I've got in my bag, if you're curious about it, links in the video description. My Kershaw filter, phone, flashlight, and the Colonel Ichabod mustache comb, which is the best mustache comb in the entire industry, period. All right, take a look at the handle. This is why I was waxing poetic. Well, because it's really dang nice. It is beefy, which is important because This is, as I mentioned earlier, a bigger bag than you may think. In fact, 7 liters bigger than the standard conceal pack. This is a 28-liter backpack. The standard issue, the conceal pack runs 21 liters. How is that possible? Where does that come from? You got to remember, this bag has 2 compartments. This double compartment plus the pouch, the front pocket down here. So it's a double compartment bag. Very important to call out. And here's your zippers, by the way. And you can see the paracord with the heat shrink. Very nice. Feels good in the hand. Nice grip. We'll open it up and you'll get your first pop of orange. And not just any orange, Eco Pack. This is Eco Pack from Challenge Sailcloth. We'll open it up and this pocket can fold over. And down in here, you have just a big, giant drop pocket. We'll turn this around like you would be looking at it. And I can pull out. I tossed my old, like literally very old Kindle in there. And my gimbal, my Kindle and my gimbal down in the pocket. And, you know, a banana for scale. But a big pocket, bigger than you would think. You could put a jacket down here, no problem. Yeah. It's a bigger pocket than you would think. And then, right here, and by the way, check it out. Look right here. Look, this has its own dimension. So if you load out this front pocket, it's not going to rob from the back pocket. Okay, there's a lot of double compartment bags out there that are really a subdivided single compartment. This bag has its own dimension in the front pocket, and you can see this little poof at the bottom. It actually feels a little bit bigger and roomier down at the bottom, giving you just a little bit more space down in this bottom compartment. Yeah, really, really nice. You then have a mesh top pocket here, where my Curse of Oak Island fans at, like top pocket finds right here. We got the notebook, some blue light blocking glasses, the Miu Mini Plus for gaming on the go, and then just some pens, Sharpay, and a roller pen. But a very, very big front pocket. Like this mesh pocket is 10 inches by, get the bottom of this, 10 by 7. Nice. And the orange here is balanced out, I think, by the reverse. There's that coating. The reverse of the ballistic nylon on the front, and then the mesh here. There's enough textures and colors going on to keep the interior of this bag very interesting. All right, before we get to the main compartment, the main event, let's go and take a look together at the back panel here. Yeah. So, look at this. Where this is tacked down here, you get little pops of orange. Just little signature pops of orange style. That's what that is called, kids. What is this? Look at this. AquaGuard zipper, dual zips on the back. What is this? Is this the laptop pocket? No. I put my passport in here just to demonstrate what you could use it for. But look, the whole thing is hook and loop lined or compatible, I would say. Loop lined, hook compatible? Yeah. But what's going on in here? Well, this is perfectly sized for bulletproof armor, like that flexible armor you could put in there. You also, now I don't carry, but conceivably, I think you could put a hook and loop compatible holster back there. And you could, call me crazy, but you could slip a second laptop in there. That's right, second laptop, because there's a laptop compartment in the main compartment that we're about to check out. You could put a tablet in there, but there's a tablet pocket in the main compartment too. So pick your poison. Hidden pocket on the back panel, hook and loop accessories, documents, armor. A lot of flexibility with this back pocket here. And it runs the whole length of the back panel. The whole length is behind that zipper. It's not just a little passport pocket here. The whole back panel you can access from that zipper, and it's all hook and loop compatible. So let your imagination run wild. And I'm probably not even thinking of some uses for that back section. Let me know what I missed. All right. Main compartment, main event in the world's most exhaustive, hopefully not exhausting, I'm feeling great, exhaustive walkthrough of this new release bag. Okay, main compartment time. We open it up and boom, look at that eco pack. Gorgeous, blaze orange, bright. You are not gonna lose your crap in here. So let me pull out my first aid kit. Love this little thing. Let me pull out my reading material. Only the classics for me, y'all. Only the classics. And then you can start to see this is a massive main compartment. Let me pull out my puffy vest. My puffy vest. Like, pull this out. Love it. Get out of there, vest. All right. And then you can start, like, look how huge this thing is. It is gigantor. It really is. It really is big. Let me see. Do I have anything giant laying around that I can stuff in here to show you how big this main compartment is? Yeah. Hold on. I see something. Look, it's a bronze cannon from Venice. Fits no problem. You can carry your cannon around. That was a Canon event right there. All right. Check out this back panel. So there is no organization at all in the front panel here. Keeps it simple. There is, however, a really cool back panel design here. You've got two stretch mesh pockets here. I'm going to pull out, I've got a cord in one, and I've got my backup battery here from Charge in the other. And you got a pen slot here. You can put your Apple pen stylus situation right there. No problemo. I put a Sharpie. I always have Sharpies on me. And then you've got an 11-inch tablet sleeve right here. Fits the 11-inch iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. Slips in like it was made for it. Because, spoiler alert, it was made for it. Then you have a 15-inch laptop sleeve back here. Like dynamite. It is suspended off the bottom of the bag slightly. You got about yay. But it is super padded. And it is, in addition to being super padded, it is micro fleece lined. Like, tasty. Tasty. All right. So, what do we have going on overall with this bag? I hope you've enjoyed this really detailed walkthrough of the bag. Remember, available in 4 different materials. I've had a chance to use this bag. My early impressions are super comfortable, very well laid out, and just like the Conceal Pack, very simple. There isn't extra crap added all over the place that you don't end up needing. You got one great pocket here, one great pocket in the front section, and then some pocketing in the back section. Now, what is this bag useful for? Well, I think when you see a book bag style design, the first thing you think is, student, big student. But no, I think this is a very classic silhouette of a great EDC bag. And I'm thinking commuter bag here, and I'm thinking, believe it or not, light travel as well. Paired with a roller or just on its own. You could very easily drop 2 or 3 packing cubes in this thing and it would eat them up, no problem. So 28-liter backpack feels like every bit of that. The team at Brown Buffalo and Douglas, they measure the way that most companies should measure, which is actually getting out little solid plastic balls and filling up the thing and seeing, well, how many liters of little plastic balls fit into this thing. And yeah, it's a true 28 liter, no doubt about it. I do think the 21 liter in the conceal pack, it feels like 22 or 23. It feels a little bit bigger to me, but this one feels every bit of 28 and does feel a little bigger than the conceal pack because of this front compartment, which is bigger than you think. Like bigger than you think. I hope I demonstrated that well enough for you, but this thing is bigger than you think up front. So I think the question becomes, if you're a fan of the Brown Buffalo and a fan of Douglas as a bag designer, like, which one do you buy? Do you buy a conceal pack? Do you buy a standard issue? Do you buy a concealed tote? Well, they're different enough that I think you probably know already by looking at these bags which one is for you. I think you know already which one is for you. Stylistically, they're very different. The carry on these two bags, very similar. The carry on this one, very different. Pocketing layout, very different, but only you know what you typically carry, and only you know which style you like better from all these bags. So I'm curious to know, what do you think? What do you think of the bag? Check out the updated website too, pretty hot. I'm thankful to Douglas for letting me have first crack at doing a walkthrough of this bag. Really cool to see it back. And yeah, back. Because the Brown Buffalo has released the standard issue before, but this is new and improved. So that one was already an updated take on the form factor, and this one is an updated take on that. It's really, really a nice backpack, and it is the best example of this form factor that exists in the world right now. And I've had quite a few examples of this form factor, and they all feel tight or floppy. Tight or floppy. Not tight and floppy, but tight or floppy. Either too restrictive and hard to use, or just a floppy mess, floppy bag syndrome. This one, structured, rigid, stands on its own, but lots of room where it counts. Good bag. Love it. Another banger. I mean, y'all know me. My only complaint about the Brown Buffalo is, where are the wild colorways? Where are the Crazy Town bags? But, well, I got a chance to build one, a Crazy Town bag. So if you want to see the colorway I built out for my conceal pack when I had a chance to head out to California and build my own, oh my gosh, build my own, check that out in the upcoming video next week. Everybody, thanks for being here. Thanks for the love and support. Really appreciate it. Hope this video is super useful for you. Douglas and team at the Brown Buffalo, nice job. Another fantastic bag. And I've got to say, they continue to be some of the best constructed bags and most elegant designs currently on the market. And if you're going to be a designer, you have to be good at a couple of things. You have to be committed to quality. You have to have a point of view. And you have to be willing and capable of editing yourself, because not every idea is a good idea, and not every bit of feedback is great feedback. So I think that's what produces bags like this: strong point of view, ability to edit, and commitment to quality. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye for now.